back to the channel. Find ourselves indoors again. And today what we're going to discuss is 3 simple, let's say, power tips that you can use within your practice, and 3 simple things that I look for within students that, let's say, struggle a bit of club head speed, and a couple of simple things that they need obviously to take within their practice so they can actually increase club head speed. Everyone wants to hit the ball further. The game's getting a more of a power game, but it's my job to make it a little bit easier for you without actually implementing these 3 simple changes without actually injuring yourself. So I always look at creating speed in a way if your body can cope with the demand. I would never change anything within your golf swing if you felt uncomfortable with it, or it would create an injury. So what I'm trying to say today is I'm going to focus on a couple of things that we need to help us create a little bit more speed on what we can do in the backswing and the downswing, how that affects our impact conditions. So one thing I always say to golfers is to create more speed, what we need to do is we need to use our body a little bit more. And what I mean by that is we need to create a little bit more rotation in our body. So rotation is a big thing. A lot of people can't get into that position due to physical limitations, due to age, and it can hinder their ability to actually move. So what I would try and get students to do is I try and get students to do something in the address position that's going to obviously increase the chance of creating more rotation. So I've had a lot of lessons recently online, and golfers are struggling with, let's say, the biggest thing is kind of rotation, because rotation is the biggest thing that we don't really practice. So what I mean by that is I've had a lot of golfers recently who, if you can see from here, when they start to the golf ball, both of their toes are positioned in a straight position. So if you think both my hands are the position of my feet, both toes are pointing directly towards the camera. If you think both toes are pointing directly towards the camera, that creates a little bit of a problem. It doesn't allow my foot from that position. If you think this is my right foot, this is my trail foot in the backswing, if that's square, my foot has a tendency to roll over. That's just my opinion in the golf swing. My foot has a tendency to roll over. That's only within my game. And what happens from there is my right knee has to work really hard to get my foot to move. So my right knee has to move really abruptly. It's almost like a lateral motion, it's almost a sway, just to try and get around this foot being too square. And foot square, and if you think one thing has to stabilise, the other thing has to move. And for that example, I see a lot of golfers swing. So what I'm going to do from there is that right hip's not going to move, let's say, more very mobile on the backswing. So it's almost like the right hip gets a little bit too tight and a little bit too rigid. So what I get students to do is it's a simple move. All you need to do is I just want you to feel that you fly your right foot out slightly. So point my toe really square, my right toe. And from there, I'm just going to feel like I'm going to rotate as much as I can to top the backswing. Left arm's parallel to the ground, right elbow's down. And from there, I can't really rotate very far because my upper body's stuck. My hips are stuck. From that position, I tend to raise up and do a lot of other things to get the ball in play, or the desired angle. So from that position, I'm just going to turn my right foot out. And what you tend to find for me, it's almost a cheating in a way, just to get you kind of started. So if I open that right hip up, I'm just going to feel like I'm going to get a little bit more freedom in my arms. I'm going to get more rotation on my right hip. I'm going to get more rotation in my chest. So that's a simple thing I like to stick to with, let's say, senior golfers or beginner golfers who are looking for a bit more freedom in movement. All you need to do is turn that right foot out, and that's going to allow you to create a little bit more freedom on the way back, and it's going to allow the hip joint to move a little bit more freer. Another thing I want you to do is I want you to feel like you turn your left foot out. So let's say the left foot's kind of at, let's say, 10 o'clock, the other foot's at 2 o'clock, and we're just trying to put that in practice. Just try and put that in practice. It'll feel awkward, but you'll notice the change in freedom of movement. You'll notice the increase in range of movement in terms of how your body works. And if we can build up a little bit more rotation, the tendency is we're going to create a little bit more speed. Depends on how we manage the club face through impact. Depends if the body has to do compensation. So simple move, turn both feet out. Let me know how you get on with that, and see how you get on with the future. It's going to help you from experience with coaching students who struggle with the same problem. It's amazing how a simple thing like that, we're not changing anything, we're just changing the position of your feet, actually increases your chances of hitting a little bit further, increases your chances of more satisfaction because your body's rotating and you're getting more consistent contact with the club on the ball. So the biggest question we get asked in golf is, how do I increase my club head speed? I mean, years gone by, what everyone said was obviously in golf instruction, and everyone's opinion is you need to keep your feet planted on the ground. But what we've known by the research and stuff like that people are moving their feet a little bit more on the backswing and on the downswing, just to create a little bit more ground force into the ground, get a little bit more power source from the ground, and obviously that's going to help create a little bit more power. Bryson DeChambeau's a perfect example. Jack Nicklaus, he hit the ball a long way, and it's trying to revert back to that and to create a little bit more freedom, a little bit more rotation. So what I want you to do is, you senior golfers are there, or let's say you just want a little bit more distance, don't do this if it hurts your body, or don't do this if it hinders your golfing ability. All I want you to do is I want you to just feel like you just lift your left heel off the ground. So it's almost like a dance. I've done a video this a couple of years ago. The golf swing's like a dance. We dance from our left foot onto our right foot, then from our right foot onto our left foot. It's simple as that. So it's almost the feeling like, so we're almost cradling a baby. And all I want you to feel like you're doing is you're dancing to the right, so your left foot's just coming off the ground slightly. It's quite hard to see that camera angle. We're dancing to the right, then we're dancing to our left. From that position, I'm not thinking too much about the mechanics on the swing. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to move my body with it, let's say, feeling in my head in order to get the club on the desired track. So put the club in front of you, lift your left heel off the ground, and what you tend to find is lifting that left heel off the ground is a good thing in my opinion, because when we start downswing, my left foot's I'm going to have to plant that left foot to actually create a little bit more balance. So I'll lift my left heel off the ground, dance to the right, keep my width in my arms. So that's a good drill you can work on, width in your arms and forearm alignment. Focus on your arms and feel the tightness. Just relax though, left heel off the ground, put your arms to the top of the backswing, we're dancing to the right, left foot plants, shoulders coming to impact, and then we're going to dance to the left. So obviously we're dancing to the left, that's planting the left foot, that's getting us to start the downswing. And that's just a feeling that you can use. So remember, dance to the right, lift your left heel off ground, plant the left foot, dance from your right foot into your left foot. That's the kind of analogy that I use with golfers who are struggling with, let's say, that position. So guys, there's 3 simple tips that you can implement within your practice. Turn both feet out, allow that just to create a little bit more freedom, allow your right hip to turn a little bit more on the way back, left hip to turn a little bit more on the way through or rotate. And also allow your left heel to work off the ground a little bit easier. That's just going to create a few things. If I keep my feet planted, I'm going to gain the same height all the time. And what we say is we need to create a little bit more body extension. So what I mean by that is, when my left heel comes off the ground, my chest is going to point a little bit more towards the sky. That chest extension is going to create a little bit more speed through impact. Don't do it if it feels uncomfortable, don't do it if it creates an injury. So left heel off the ground, chest pointing towards the sky, that's almost kind of the extent, that's the straightening of the chest, getting a little bit more freedom, and that's going to help improve hopefully a little bit more club head speed. So let me know your thoughts on that video. We've put, let's say, 4 simple tips in there. Both feet flutter down, left foot on the ground, golf swing's a dance. We dance to the right, we dance to the left, we're keeping the width within our arms, and also we're just creating a little bit more extension of the body. And on the way through, I'm going to focus is have everything lined up, belt buckle, chest, feet lined up. So that's pointing towards the intended targets. That's going to help you try and get most out of your game. More rotation, more club head speed, and more satisfaction and consistency within your own head. So comment below with your thoughts on that video, and comment below with anything else you'd like me to cover in future videos over the next few weeks. Obviously not much to do at the moment, so post your comments below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, take care, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.